Hello learners, today we are going to discuss about Buddhist theory of momentariness. The number of this unit is 8 and it is included in model 5. First, we'll see what is learning objectives. After going through this unit, we'll be able to describe what is dependent origination. Again, we'll be able to analyze the theory of momentariness. Again, we'll know what is the concept of no soul theory. Actually, these three concepts are interrelated. So, before going to momentariness, we have to know what actually Buddhism is. Now, if we'll give a general idea of Buddhism, you'll know that traditionally Indian philosophy is classified into two broad classes. They are Astika and Nastika. So far as Astika, the term Astika is concerned, generally we think that Astika means one who believes the existence of God, and Nastika is the one who does not believe in the existence of God. But in Indian philosophy, these two terms has been used in a different way. For Astika, we use that those philosophers, those systems or those schools who believes in the existence of Vedas, those schools are recognized to be Astika system. On the other hand, those systems who do not believe in the existence of Vedas or who do not believe in the authority of Vedas are regarded to be Nastika system. Astika system is regarded to be orthodox system and Nastika system means heterodox system. Now, in case of Indian philosophy, there are altogether 9 systems. 6 among them are Astika system, and those systems believe in the existence of Vedas, and another three systems are Nastika system and they do not believe in the existence of Vedas. Now, among the schools who believe in the existence of Vedas or whom we can regard it to be Astika school are Sankhya system, Yoga system, Nyaya system, Vaisheshika system, Mimamsa system and Vedanta system. On the other hand, Jainism, Buddhism and Sarvaka philosophy are regarded to be the Nastika systems. So far as Buddhism is concerned, we have already said that Buddhism is a system who do not believe in the existence of Vedas, and that is why it is regarded to be a non-Vedic in nature or non-Vedic system. Buddhism is something which we find it is the teachings of Buddha or elaboration of the teachings of Buddha. In reality, Buddha was an ethical teacher, and whatever he said, it was in a oral mode. And after his teachings has been found in Tripitakas or 3 baskets of the law. And these 3 Tripitakas are Vinaya Pitaka, Sutta Pitaka and Abhidhamma Pitaka. Vinaya Pitaka deals with the discipline of order. In Sutta Pitaka, we'll find a compilation of the utterances of Buddha, and in Abhidhamma Pitaka, we find that Abhidhamma Pitaka is something which deals with the philosophical discussions of Buddha. Generally, so far as Upanishads are concerned, we know that eternal Atman and Brahman are only real, and they are regarded to be the ultimate reality. But so far as Buddhism is concerned, the concept of reality is slightly different from it. And so far as Atman and Brahmanas are concerned, it is the transcendental reality as not empirical reality, and it is consciousness and bliss. And on the other hand, so far as Buddha's teachings are concerned, it is said that everything is impermanent. There is no permanent soul or self. In other philosophies, especially in Vedanta, whereas Atman and Brahman are regarded to be the ultimate reality and permanent, and on the other hand, we'll find that Buddha is someone who said that nothing is permanent. That means everything is impermanent according to Buddha, and there isn't any ultimate reality called Brahman or Atma in Buddhism. There is no permanent substance except impermanent qualities. Our life is, according to Buddha, is full of suffering, and even the whole world is full of suffering. But it is also said by him that suffering is here, or suffering exists because of our will to live. We try to live, we will to live, and because of that, that suffering occurs. And it is also said that why we want to live. It is said by Buddha that We want to live because we are guided by ignorance, and ignorance is the root cause of suffering. It is said by Buddha that once we'll be able to remove this ignorance, we'll attain nirvana on this earth itself. Before going to theory of momentariness, we have to discuss about another theory which is called dependent origination. Now, what is dependent origination? Dependent origination, which is regarded by Buddha to be pratitya samutpada, is that doctrine which asserts that whatever exists arises from causes and conditions. Because everything is conditional and dependent on a cause, nothing happens by chance. That means whatever effects we get, before that there is always a cause. Now, pratitya samutpada means arising after getting. The meaning of samutpada is arising and the meaning of pratitya is after getting. The meaning of it is the production of an effect is possible under a complement of cause and condition. If the cause and condition disappears, the effect will appear in this universe. From the destruction of the cause and the condition, effect emerges. Every object of thought is necessarily relative. It is said by Buddha that even if we think also, before the think or before the effect of this thinking, one cause will always be there. Regarding pratitya samutpada or dependent origination, Buddha have said that there are 12 links of the cause of the will of dependent origination, and they are first one is the ignorance or avidya, second is the impressions of karmic forces or samskara, third is the initial consciousness of the embryo or vijnana, fourth is the psychophysical organism or nama rupa, five is the six sense organs including mind or sadayatana, number 6 is sense object contact or sparsha, number 7 is sense experience or vedana, number 8 is thirst of sense enjoyment or trishna, number 9 is craving to the enjoyment upadana, number 10 is will to born bhava, number 11 is birth or rebirth jati, and number 12 is oldness or death or jara marana. These 12 are the 12 links of the dependent origination or pratitya samutpada. So among these 12 links, the first 2 are related to our past life, the last 2 to future life, and the rest to present life. Here, it is considered as the cycle of birth and death. It is the vicious circle of causation, and the circle ends with death. Again, it is said by Buddha that death is not the end of the soul, or not death is not the ends of everything. Death is regarded as the beginning of the new life. Only the one life has been finished with death, and from the very point, another life has been emerged or is going to start. Now, that is why it is called Bhava Chakra. The 12 links of dependent origination can be destroyed only when its root cause ignorance is destroyed. It is possible for Buddha to get over from this link on, and if we want to get rid of this link, we'll be able to attain nirvana. And how it is possible? It is only possible when we'll be able to destroy the ignorance. Now, the doctrine of pratitya samutpada is something which is totally opposite to accidentalism, naturalism, fatalism, and supernaturalism. Because so far as accidentalism is concerned, it is an event. According to accidentalism, you will find that an event is an accidental happening and it denies the law of causality. Accidentalism does not believe in the law of causality, and according to accidentalism, everything happens by accident. Now, so far as naturalism is concerned, it holds that an effect is produced due to its own inherent nature. Okay, every effect has an own inherent nature, and because of the production of any effect, the cause is totally not essential. Now, so far as fatalism is concerned, fatalism believes that all the things good and bad are predetermined by fate. Okay, so It totally dependent on our destiny and cause has nothing to do with it. Further, supernaturalism holds the view that an event is generally by the supernatural intervention of God. Supernaturalism believes in the existence of God, and it always stated that whatever happens, it is the will of the God. Now we'll find that Buddhism accepts that all existences, either it is physical or psychical, are only subject to the law of universal causation. It only believes in the law of causation, and except that it totally rejected the theories like accidentalism, naturalism, fatalism, and supernaturalism. Now we'll come to the theory of momentariness or Kshanikabhada. Now, so far as the theory of Pratitya Samutpada is concerned, we'll find that it focuses the Buddhist theory of the transitory nature of things. All things, according to Buddha, are subject to change and decay. Okay? It believes in the change and decay. Suppose I am living in this universe, and after some time I'll die, and my body, my soul will soul will occupy another body. So it believes in the change. Many poets and philosophers have stated about the transitoriness of life and worldly things. This view, it is also believed that as everything originates from some condition, it disappears when the condition ceases to be. So a thing only remains for some moment, okay? And whenever the cause will be occupied and that cause will be destroyed, the thing will also be destroyed, or its existence will automatically be vanished. Now, it is believed that it is said that this view got the status of the theory of impermanence in Buddha's teaching. Buddha never used the term momentariness or Kshanikabhada. Okay, his theory was theory of impermanence. Now, his followers developed this theory as the theory of momentariness. Okay, so momentariness is something which is developed by his follower and not by Buddha himself. Now, momentariness, what is the meaning of momentariness? Momentariness means everything has conditional as well as non-permanent existence, and things last not even for a short period of time but exist for one partless moment only. According to Buddha, there is nothing permanent in this universe, and for him, the body, sensation, and consciousness are impermanent and sorrowful, and none of them is substantial. It is said by Buddha that their appearances are empty of substances or reality. Okay, Buddha does not believe in the theory of reality. Okay, for him, reality is also impermanent. Impressed by the transitoriness of object, the ceaseless mutation and transformation of things, Buddha formulated a philosophy of change. Okay, Buddha himself established that life is nothing but a series of manifestations of becomings and extinctions. Okay, he believes in the theory of becomings, and in this context, somehow we can relate Buddha's theory of momentariness or Buddha's theory of momentariness with the concept of change given by all these things change, and there is nothing human or divine which is permanent. As for example, the flame of man maintains itself unchanged in appearance. Every moment it is another and not the same flame. The steam is sustained in its flow by ever new waters. Okay, it is said by Buddha that suppose we have seen that one candle is burning. Okay, but the flame flame of every moment is not same. For only one partless moment, one that particular flame sustain, and for very next moment that flame is totally different. Okay, now the becoming of all is the central fact of Buddhism. Absolute reality is not the property of anything on the earth. It is also said by Buddha that so far as identity of object is concerned, it is only another name of continuity of becoming. Okay. Now there is slightly different of the views of some different Buddhist thinkers. It is said by some other Buddhist thinkers that a child, a boy, a youth, a man, and old man are one. Okay, the seed and the trees are one. The banana tree, 1,000 years old of banana tree, is one, and the same plant with the seed out of which it is grown. It is the succession that gives the appearance of an unbroken identity. Okay. The seeming identity from moment to moment consists in a continuity of moment, which we may call the continuity of an ever-changing identity. Okay. It is said by Buddhist thinkers that every moment it is seen that it is changed. Okay, but it is actually the continuity, and it is also accepted by Buddhist thinkers that change is the form of continuity occurs in our eyes or in the universe. Okay, now to account of the continuity of the world in the absence of permanent substratum, Buddha announced that the law of causation and made it the basic of continuity. The law of universal causation, which is corollary of the eternal continuity of becoming, is the chief contribution of Buddhism to Indian thought. It is said by Buddha that so far as the existence is concerned, it is the transformation which is a series of successive states. Okay. Now, all things undergo changes indicates in three things. They are utpada or origination, sthiti or staying, or jara or growth. Another thing is the nirodha, and that is the destruction. That means whatever when a things undergoes changes, it has four particular qualities or four particular states. They are utpada or origination, sthiti or staying, jara or growth, and nirodha or destruction. Now, the theory of impermanence held by early Buddhism, and it is developed by Buddha's follower into the new view of momentariness. But it is said that, it can be said that, or it can be seen that here the concept of impermanence is not exactly same with the theory of momentariness. It is different from the concept of momentariness, because when we say that things are anitya or impermanent, it is different from saying that things are momentary or kshanika. Okay, Buddha said that, or he clearly mentioned that the momentary character of mental processes are different from impermanent nature of non-mental reality. Now, when the momentary character is extended to all existence, we get the kshanikavada or momentariness. Okay. Now, the follower of Buddha, okay, the Buddhist thinkers, they believe that all existence is momentary, and that is why permanent existence for them is totally a contradiction. The permanent existence cannot be existed, or cannot be there cannot be any permanent existence of anything in this universe. Okay. Now, again, it may be mentioned that the theory of momentariness is the most important theory of Hinayana school of Buddhism. According to it, everything is subject to birth and death, and to production and destruction, to creation and decay. Okay, everything is related, and everything is roaming around the same circle, and that circle is called dependent origination. Once we'll be able to destroy that circle with the help of knowledge, by removing ignorance, then this circle will also disappear, because without cause there cannot be any effect, and once we'll remove that effect, once we'll remove that cause, the effect will automatically be disappear or vanished. Now, so far as Buddha theory is concerned, it is totally, for him, existence is totally impermanent, and all the things, either mental or physical, are transitory. There is neither being nor non-being, but becoming. Okay, the Buddha does not believe in the concept of being. Okay, being or non-being. He does not believe in the existence of being or non-being, but he believes in the theory of or concept of becoming. Everything is becoming. Everything is becoming and changing and flux. That is why I have said that in this context, Buddha's theory of impermanence and momentariness can be somehow related, can be related to Heraclitus' theory of reality. Now, the world of becoming is governed by law of causality or pratitya samutpada, and it is said by Buddha. Now, all individuals are series of momentary states of consciousness. Okay, well, either you or me or we, everyone, all of us, we are the series of momentary states of consciousness, and the theory of momentariness is corollary of dependent origination. Okay, now everything is totally dependent on causes and conditions. All things are relative. They cannot be without relation to one other thing. There cannot be a thing. That is why it is said that all things are relative. They are dependent, they are conditional, and they are finite. Okay, so they must be momentary. The concept of infinite being is totally rejected by Buddha and his followers. Now, if we say that a thing arises depending on its cause, it is to admit that it is momentary. For when the cause is removed, the thing will cease to be. Okay? It is, I have already said that whenever that particular cause will be removed, the particular thing or the effect is the thing, it will automatically be ceased. It will ceased or it will be removed. Now, that which arises, that which is born, or that which is produced must be necessarily be subject to death and destruction. Okay, so it is said by Buddha that again it is that which is subject to death and destruction is not permanent. Okay, so because everything is related to death and destruction, that is why Buddha does not believe in the theory of permanent. Okay, that because death and destruction is something which is not permanent, and this is always implies the impermanence. Besides which is not permanent is always momentary. Now, the no-soul theory is based on this particular concept of momentariness. Okay, now when everything is momentary, the soul is also momentary and therefore relative and false. There is no permanent soul but only succession of momentary mental process. Thus, everything lasts only for moment. Now we'll come to the criticism of momentariness. It is said that the theory of momentariness is criticized by many thinkers because if we accept a view of momentariness, then we have to admit causation and continuity with their correlates of permanence and identity, or resolve the world into the devil's dance of will's forces and gives up all attempts to comprehending it. Now Shankara, he believes that, or he pointed out the inconsistency between causation with its implication of permanence and the theory of momentariness. The theory which is related to concept of momentariness is the no-soul theory. I've already mentioned you that because it is believed by Buddha and his followers that nothing is permanent and everything is momentary, so soul is also not permanent and it is also momentary. Okay, now because of it, we have to know something about the concept of no-soul theory of Buddhism also. One thing I'm to tell you that Buddhism believes in reincarnation. Okay, he believes in reincarnation, and reincarnation happens only because of dependent origination. Okay, they believes in rebirth. If we are in a stage of suffering. Okay, we are in a stage of suffering because we love to live, we want to live, and because of our urge to live, even get rid of this particular body also, we always occupy another body, and this circle always happens. Okay, but still Buddha and his followers do not believe in the existence of soul. Why? Because once we'll be able to get rid of this suffering, or we'll be able to absent the concept of ignorance, that particular rebirth, the process of rebirth will automatically be vanished, and that's why the soul will also be vanished. Okay, now come to the concept of no soul theory of Buddhism. It is one of the most valuable theories of Buddhism Buddhism, and generally there is a common belief that in human being there is an abiding permanent substance, and that is called soul or Atman. Okay, but it persists through all the changes that overcome body and exist before birth and after death, and the soul is believed to migrate from one body to another. Okay, but the theory of conditioned existence and universal sense, Buddha denies the existence of soul. According to Buddha, man is only a conventional name for a collection of different constituents. And what are those constituents? They are the material body or kaya, the immaterial mind or manas, the formless consciousness or vijnana. Okay, that means man is the combination of these three constituents: kaya, manasa, and vijnana. Body, immaterial mind, and the formless consciousness. Now, just as a carrier is a collection of wheels, axles, shafts, etc., the existence of man is dependent upon its collection, and it ceases to exist when the collection breaks up. Okay, the soul or the ego denotes nothing more than this collection. Okay, soul is that means soul or ego. This things are this particular thing is the combination of kaya, uh, kaya, manas, and vijnana. Okay. Now, the theory of no soul may have two types of meaning. First is the self is an aggregate of impermanent mental and bodily process, and second is the world is unsubstantial and void. The soul is totally impermanent, and it is series of successive mental and bodily processes which are impermanent. Okay, it is stream of cognitions. There is a continuity of constantly changing mental processes in it. Now, so far as self is concerned, it is the aggregate of body and four kinds of mental processes. And what are these four kinds of mental processes? They are feeling, perception, disposition, and self-consciousness. That means self is nothing but the recollection of feeling, perception, disposition, and self-consciousness. And that is why the meaning of Buddha's no soul theory is that the world is totally unsubstantial and soulless. Okay, the world has no soul. All eternal things are aggregate of changing qualities. All form of existence, material, either it is material and psychical, are impermanent and soulless. Okay, now the concept of soul is replaced by that of unbroken stream of consciousness. As the present state of consciousness inherits its character from previous ones, the past continues in the present through its effect. Okay, thus memory becomes explicable even without a soul. For memory, we do not need the help of soul. It will be inexplicable without even the soul. Okay, the theory of the non-existence of soul or Anatmavada has an important role in understanding the teachings of Buddha. Again, it is said that for Buddha, from psychological point of view, may man be considered as a combination of five kinds of changing states called Panka Skandhas. Okay, Panka Skandhas or Panka Skandhas. These are what are these Panka Skandhas? They are form or rupa, which consists of the different factors that we perceive in body having form. Second is the feeling or vedana of pleasure, pain, and indifference. Third is the perception, including understanding and naming, which is called sangya. Fourth is the tendencies generated by the impressions of past experience, that is called samskara. And the fifth one is consciousness or vijnana. Okay, so according to Buddha, these pankaskandhas are the combination of these five things. Okay, now the last four are known as nama. Okay, last four, that means rupa is different and other is nama, and these two consist and nama rupa. Okay, thus there is no eternal soul in human being except this nama rupa. Now, let us come to the summary of this unit or summary of this presentation. Here we have dealt with the fact that according to Buddhism, everything is impermanent in this universe. Again, so far as Buddha's theory of impermanence is concerned, it was developed by his followers as the theory of momentariness. Okay, for Buddha, life is nothing but only a series of manifestations of becoming and extinctions. Okay, everything is changeable, impermanent, and flux. Nothing is permanent according to Buddha. Now, so far as the law of universal causation is concerned, with its corollary of the eternal continuity of becoming is the chief contribution of Buddhism to Indian thought. Now, according to Buddhism, it is said that permanent existence is totally self-contradiction. There cannot be anything which can be regarded to be permanent. Again, Pratitya Samutpada, it always asserts that whatever exists, it arises from causes and conditions. And all existence is momentary and everything lasts only for a particular moment. Okay? There isn't any soul as eternal. That means the concept of eternality is totally absent in the philosophy of Buddha. Okay? But it is, so far as this soul is concerned, soul is what? It is the aggregate of impermanent mental and bodily processes. Okay? So this is in brief about the Buddha's theory of momentariness, and I think you have understood it better. Thank you.